Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're doing something different. As you can see, we're in Minecraft. Yep, that's right. Today we're doing cinematography in Minecraft. Now I know what you're probably thinking. That's weird. Why would you do that? Why? Well, I ask, why not? I love Minecraft, I love cinematography, but also I did a poll of like 2 weeks ago, I think. And you guys said that I should do weekly live streams. So what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to be crafting an opening scene, or like a please wait intro, aka a starting soon screen for Minecraft, because I think I'm going to be doing a lot of Minecraft live streams coming up here in just the next couple of weeks. So that's the idea anyway. I'm going to walk you through some shots and just like my process of how I would do it, so you can get an idea if you want to do something like this yourself. Also, I just thought it would be fun and kind of creative. And why is there a crosshair right on the middle of my face? Like, bruh. So let's start off with the basic things that I'm going to be changing in the game to achieve a more cinematic look. First off, I am using Java Edition, and I am using Lunar Client for this. I believe it is safe to use, but if you're unsure, just double check, do your research. But I believe it is a pretty commonly used, well, I don't even know what it's called necessarily. It's a pretty commonly used like mod, basically. Anyway, and I'm going to be running shaders. If you don't know what a shader is, this is what a shader is.
Oh my goodness.
Holy smokes. Now look at this. Look at this thing. So you can't deny that bushes waving like this, and that sky with the clouds, and that water. You can't tell me that's not cinematic. I mean, that's beautiful. Truly. If you're wondering what shader I'm using this shader here. Once again, I believe this is a pretty commonly used shader, and I believe it's also safe to download. But if you're unsure, just make sure to check beforehand. Hey, Editor Nathan here. Just a quick side note, I'm not going to be covering how to install Lunar Client or any shaders or anything like that. If you literally just go on like YouTube and search for how to download and install Lunar Client and or shaders, there are a ton of high quality videos out there that will help you do that. Anyway, so just go check those out and they'll help you get everything set up in order to do this. So first thing I want to do, oh my goodness, dude, holy smokes, the light rays are beautiful. Sorry, I'm geeking out over here. Now I've already tweaked the settings of this shader quite a bit for how I want the water to look and how I want the plants to wave. If you go into the settings of the shader, you will see that there are a lot of different things that you can change. And I mean, obviously you feel free to use whatever shader you want to use. I'm just using this one because I really like it. But post-processing is going to be where I do most of the work here, because that is where all the camera effects are, and that's what we're going to be needing for this video. I am going to turn on motion blur. I know, it sounds like a criminal offense, but I promise, if you want it to look cinematic, motion blur is the way to go. Oof. Yeah, I would never play with motion blur. This feels awful, but it does make it feel a little bit more like a movie. Next, within the post-processing area, I'm going to go to depth of field settings. I'm going to turn depth of field to low. Now there's an anamorphic ratio that you can change that is supposed to give you like black bars. It doesn't do anything for me personally. I don't know why. So I'm just going to leave it at 1. I'm going to leave the focal length at 2.8. And I'm going to leave the f-stop at 2.8, and I'm going to use their autofocus that they have. And the speed, I'm just going to set to like 1 is fine. So now we have depth of field. As you can see, my hand is blurry, but when I look around, you can see it shifts focus. Is it cool to play with? Maybe not. Does it look cinematic? Yeah, it does. So next up is lighting. Obviously right now it's getting dark out, so I'd want to use some different lighting, except for maybe in a cave here. Oh man. So I'm going to fly around and look for a location to shoot. I really did like right here with the sunbeams streaming in. So I'm going to... What time is that? Oh, honestly though, let's just get a shot like this. So what I'm doing here is I'm applying the rule of thirds. I'm using the sun as the center object here, and those trees on the left hand side to align with the vertical bar, and then I'm using the cave on the other side to kind of balance the trees out. Okay, so there's one shot, and then I want to get a shot here. I don't know why the fish are floating above the water. That's kind of weird. Why are you guys floating above the water? Oh, they're gone. Yeah, you guys get below the water. Or else. So then, I think a cool shot here would be to get, except for, okay, we'll get the waving shrub. So I'm gonna line this shrub, I know it's blurry, I'm gonna line the shrub up with the rule of thirds here. I wanna get those rays of light here. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. Yes, that is literally exactly what I'm looking for here. Let's go over here, maybe. Okay. That looks pretty nice, not gonna lie. That looks really nice, not gonna lie. Essentially, I'm positioning the tree. I'm not being super scientific with this at all. I'm just kind of just having fun with it. I'm basically just putting the tree on that second vertical line there for the most part. It's a little bit more to the left. This means there is a lush cave. Okay, that could be quite cool. Hold up. This is a nice little place. All right, well, I think we can work with this. Hold that for a moment. I also want to get some shots zoomed in a bit. I don't have a lot of time today. I've got some stuff I need to do, like college. So I'm trying to do this kind of quickly. So I went ahead and I just kept getting some shots using the same composition and lighting techniques. And I was able to capture quite a few more shots that I'm pretty pleased with. Now I want to quickly talk about editing and how I edited those shots. So first off, I'm using DaVinci Resolve. It's free. You can use whatever editing system you prefer. Switch over to the edit tab here. This is what I'll be using. Now, if you noticed when I did the transitions between me getting the shot and then the final shot, you probably noticed that there were a few differences that made the shot feel a little bit more alive. So let's start with that. Here's a shot that I got. I didn't show it, but I used the same principles as I did before. Let's do it when, yeah, the sun's like right there. So we'll cut to here. Okay, here's our shot. It looks fine as is, but we can do a little bit more. First off, if you go to a website called Footage Crate, you can download for free this cinematic widescreen aspect ratio image that you can then just lay over the top of your video. You can just extend it however long you need it, and now you have the black bars on the top and bottom. Looks cinematic. Looks pretty neat. Now if we go down here and we hop down to the editing tab, this is not the editing tab, I don't know why I call it that, the color grading tab, this is where we can have a lot of fun. Go ahead and select the clip you actually want to color grade, because if you select this one here, you're just going to be coloring the bars on the top and bottom, and we don't want that. So select the actual footage. Simply for the sake of my video, all I did was I went down here and I took the saturation from about 50 to I think like 65 is what I did. Maybe that looks a bit much. Maybe I did about 60. Just brings the saturation up just a hair. You can see the difference there. It's really light, but it feels a little more vibrant. Maybe we could push it to 65. DaVinci Resolve does have a bunch of LUTs already installed. So if you want to go crazy, or maybe you want to go for a film look, like let's say we want to go for a film look, we'd reset this node, and then here, yeah, see, look at this. We could say we want to do something contrasty, kind of like this one a little bit. So maybe we throw this one on here, right? Now, obviously it's blowing out the highlights, so we would want to add another node here and connect it to the back. And then we want to bring those highlights down just a hair to preserve them. I'm okay with some clipping, but like, if you wanted to go with this look, you absolutely can. It's a completely different look, as you can see, but do whatever looks best to you. For the sake of this video, I just want it to be very vibrant. So I'll just start with 65 saturation, and I'll bring the highlights down just a bit to preserve them. And then contrast, I'll do like 1.1 contrast, just get a little bit more shadows in there. You could even push it a hair more, I think. Something like that. Now you can see the difference, and then I think it's a little bit warm, in my opinion. We can take this temperature wheel here and just push it towards the cooler side if you want. So I've got a negative 220. That cools it off a little bit. It's not so orange. So that's really all I did for color grading. I took it from looking a little bit flat, just giving a little pop of color, but nothing too drastic. So the second to last final step is one of the really subtle, but I think important ones. When we play the shot now, it feels fine, I guess, but it's a little static. So here's what we can do. If we go to the effects panel, we can then open up, I believe it is Resolve Effects. And in here we can search for shake. Camera shake is what we're going to be using. So take camera shake and apply it to your footage. And right off the bat, you're going to see it's probably not exactly what you want in your video. It looks a little weird, a little out of place. So over here on the right side, we can mess with that. By the way, if you're unsure how to get to this tab, it's in the inspector tab up there. What we can do is we can bring that motion scale down a bit, and most importantly, bring that speed scale down. And right off the bat, it's 10 times better. You can even go a little bit further. You can add the randomness scale, make it feel a little bit more like it's handheld. It's not quite so consistent. And that's what I do. Just bring it up a bit to however feels good to you. That right there already feels so much more alive, I feel like, when you have the motion shake. So that's a basic idea of how I would edit these clips, or at least that's how I did it for the video. So there you guys go. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. In another episode, I'm planning on covering sound design and how I did it in this video, but that'll be a separate topic. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Ciao.